Hey, everybody. Welcome to the two-man power trip, giving you our predictions for Impact Under Siege. Class intro, right? Just as always, it's the two-man power trip.
Yeah. Watch it be wrong when we go to look at the video later.
If it's wrong, no, look, it's never wrong. It's always right. Because you're always right. It's your host, Matt, here with Codd Sinclair.
Yeah, Codd Sinclair or Brian Alvarez. I will tell you, though, that Codd Sinclair has the most viewed video on the PWO YouTube page. So I guess for all intensive purposes, it's Codd Sinclair. Yeah.
So I guess, guys, Impact Wrestling fans, you're here for our predictions for Under Siege. It's on you, brother.
We own the night.
It's such a good intro music.
Please don't copyright us.
Oh, God. Why would we? Okay. Impact Wrestling fans, we're here for you. Go ahead and share this video with some more friends who watch Impact Wrestling. Let's spread some love. Maybe make Under Siege the most watched prediction show we have here. That'd be super cool.
Yeah. We own the night. There you
go. There you go.
YouTube.
Yeah, I was about to say, eat it, copyrights. All right, guys. We're recording this right as Impact is finishing up. So I think we have everything finalized in terms of matches.
I think so.
At least until the show. Maybe we're going to get a pre-show. Maybe we'll have an Ace Austin segment backstage that gets him on the card. Maybe he beats TJP and we all cheer. But we're just going to start right off the bat. Black Taurus versus Brian Myers. And I think I'm going to go with Black Taurus. I think we're going to give him a little bit of a push here. Maybe he's going to challenge for the X Division title down the road. Brian Myers, we can pull this whole descent into madness. Can't win. Then maybe he kills Crazy Steve.
It's possible. He did do that on tonight's Impact. But I'm going to say Brian Myers gets the win. I'm very much an old school guy where if you're standing tall going on the go home, you go into the pay-per-view, you're going to lose. So Decay essentially beats down Brian Myers after his match with Crazy Steve. So I am going to say Black Taurus eats the pin here because I have other plans for our X Division champion.
Interesting. I like it. We'll get there. Another singles match right off the bat. Willie Mack versus W Morrissey. God, I really wish they just make him Will Morrissey, but I guess I'm asking too much. And I got to give it to the W. Let's go, Morrissey. VBD.
This is the thing. He had that one-off with VBD, but he hasn't been in any of their promos or anything that's aligned him with them. He's been cutting some pretty good promos on his own, though, to be honest with you. There's no way that he doesn't win this.
If he does, I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, I think he's doing some great things. I've said it a handful of times now, both on prediction shows and on WrestleCast, that I'm a huge fan of his turnaround story, his opening up about mental health. I think this is a really big step for him, getting back into the mainstream professional wrestling business. This is going to be a slugfest. And I think W Morrissey is a better brawler than Willie Mack is, unfortunately.
I think I'm actually okay if he squashes Willie Mack.
Oh, I
really like Willie Mack, but I think he could eat a big loss. I don't think it would hurt him in the long run, because I don't think he's been built up for any major victories or anything major down the road. I think maybe really putting Morrissey over here would be smart.
Agreed.
I love it. Man, we are moving so quick. That worries me for later. All right. Well, let's go right to it. Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering defending their titles versus Fire and Flava. And I think this is going to be a successful title defense.
Absolutely. They've been doing some great stuff as a tag team. They're really gelling. You don't take the title off of them immediately. I think you keep it on them at least to Slammiversary.
Agreed. Maybe till someone a little bit more iconic shows
Iconic.
up.
Okay, we're on the same page. Okay.
I really, really like this tag team also. I don't think we've gotten to talk about it so much, at least maybe not since the last prediction show.
Yeah.
I really, really like this tag team. It gives them the Jordan Grace that's kind of new and fresh to do. And it's a great spot for Ellering to show up at. Really, really like it. I think it's a great spot to be at. Also, I really like her finish. I love a good spinning side slam.
Good stuff.
All right. Man, we're going to this so quickly, and I'm worried. Deonna Purrazzo is defending the Knockouts title versus Havoc. And I got look, we say it every prediction show, it's Deonna till it's not. I don't think there's no one in any women's division is putting out the same level of work that Deonna is. You might have an argument for Britt Baker recently. She's definitely stepped up, but Deonna's been doing this for over a year now, in my opinion. Top notch.
I would say, from the start of the pandemic to now, so I'd say March 2020 to right now, there's been no women's professional wrestler on planet Earth that has delivered consistent, solid in-ring work. And to top it off, she cuts a dang good promo. So in my eyes, she's been the best women's wrestler of the year.
I'm going to bring something up that I know you're going to hate me for, but I bring this up because I think it needs to be said. And that for long-time listeners here, oh God, why would I ever? I've been sitting here saying Gail Kim down the line. We need someone huge and credible for Deonna Purrazzo. I like the Taylor Wilde return because she's putting out decent work. She's putting out decent work still. It doesn't feel like she's lost a step to me. I feel like she's consistent with when she left Impact. But we need someone big name for her. I think it really sucks everything with Kylie happened because God, these two could have been going back and forth forever and we could have had a series of matches. But we need someone for Deonna to work with that is top tier. Take it away.
I will retort with the Gail Kim and raise you a Mickie James.
I will accept it.
I think
do enjoy some hardcore country.
Yeah. Hardcore country. Listen, I can sing. We're not getting copyrighted.
No. You ain't getting us today, AEW.
I think or Impact.
Wrestling.
For anybody. I think logically there's more of a chance of Mickie James, who has been actively competing for a Slammiversary return, because Slammiversary is the 17th. Because Wednesday the 14th is the 90-day no compete clause ending for the recent WWE releases. And I think that Mickie James is a more likely, I don't want to say victim, but I guess candidate than Gail Kim. Although it would
surprise me if Mickie James wins that.
Yeah, I mean, she still looks great. She can deliver a solid match.
Still go, yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if it would be to give Deonna Purrazzo a small break and then take it off of her.
Yes. Deonna getting to a point where she's ran through everybody. We need some new challengers. We need some new blood.
I mean, she is ready to be the female belt collector in her own right.
Yeah, maybe that's how we get some more forbidden dooring.
Some more forbiddening?
All right. So let's go to the X Division Championship match. Is this the match you're most excited for now after today?
Oh, out of every match, this has got to be the one. And it's Josh Alexander defending the X Division Championship against the one and only Headbanger. That is Mr. El Phantasmo representing
ELP,
New Japan Pro
baby.
Wrestling. And I'm leading this off because not only will Finjuice be taking the Impact Tag Team titles back with them to Japan, El Phantasmo is taking the X Division Championship back to Japan.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in.
I
Although,
don't know.
here's my concern.
Go ahead.
Because that leaves only the Knockouts titles as people who are signed to Impact Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you're Impact, it fits the name of Under Siege. You're being taken over by everyone else.
Yep.
But I don't know, man. That's a lot of titles out of company.
I agree. I think right now Impact is looking at the landscape of professional wrestling and where Impact is at, not to diminish them, but where they are on the tier list here, they're not a top tier company. And I'm trying to say the right word without trying to disrespect, because I love watching Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, you can see that there's the clear top, which are the big three, in my opinion. The big three: WWE, AEW, New Japan. The big three. And unfortunately, Impact is right under that with Ring of Honor. I know some people would probably separate them into different tiers, but really they're both in similar situations.
Yeah, I think it's just the nature of the game. I think with a different TV deal, it might be different.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has access, although if you don't, you should get it because Impact is great. But
you can still watch it on Twitch, I believe.
You can still watch on Twitch. And I think that's the big swing, is if you can stream it on a TV channel and Twitch, I mean, make your money, whatever you're going to do. But I think to your point where all of your championships are being held by outsiders, I think it makes where we're getting to a lot easier, where it's either this Impact versus AEW or Impact and another promotion versus AEW.
Or it's Impact versus the world, baby.
Yeah. There's a lot of strong talent that is involved in Impact Wrestling. And I want to go back to when NWA first started appearing on AEW. The first thing some of us thought was that, holy smokes, Tony Khan bought NWA. And then those rumors started getting stronger when they cleared everything off their YouTube page, which it came back, a short while later. But Impact is one of those companies where it's been very touch and go. And I think they're to a place now where they're finally putting on some good stuff. But if you look at the card overall, you've got, and I'm assuming this is going to be the main event, but half of your main event is not Impact stars.
Yeah.
And is it concerning? Yes, but it's on Impact. And I think that is where they swing it in their favor, because if it's on any other show, I think we're talking a different ball game here. But the fact that Impact keeps reeling these guys in to work with them to try and get that exposure, I think that's what's working for them right now.
Additionally, they get the benefit of, and this is just the name of the game here, they're getting big buy rates for their shows. I mean, unfortunately, with the TV deal they currently have, and with streaming on Twitch, you're not going to see huge TV ratings. That's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
But your pay-per-view buy rates have increased dramatically, and that's what you want to see if you're Impact. You want to see that you're gaining something from this, and you are gaining buy rates. I mean, you've seen an increase in TV ratings as well, but buy rates are the big thing here.
Just to put that into perspective, you can keep going because I thought I had pulled up the buy rates for Rebellion. but
We can just cut this in dead space.
I could. I don't want to.
That's fair. So I guess we'll just cut this part. So I guess ultimately what I'm getting at is I think El Phantasmo should win. That's what I'm putting my prediction down for. It wouldn't surprise me though if they maybe stick with Josh Alexander here. Maybe El Phantasmo gets DQ'd for something falling out of his boot. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The loaded boot.
The loaded boot.
I don't have an exact number. That's what I was working for. But Rebellion did 2 times what Hard to Kill did and 9 times what Bound for Glory did.
It was apparently, I think, one of the fourth highest bought pay-per-view in
Correct.
the pandemic era.
Yes.
So that should tell you everything you need to know. Breaking news just added to the card. We're back, baby. We got a knockouts tag. Knockouts tag team match. It's Kimberly and I don't have my microphone, so guys, just do it with me. Susan. And they're gonna face the team of Taylor Wilde and Tennille Dashwood. You know I'm going team babyface women here.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
there's no reason.
Challenger. So.
Yeah, there's no reason. Now, it kind of makes sense though for Kimberly and Susan to go over here because they could be the next challengers for the tag titles. And maybe considering
by Crook,
and also considering that Taylor Wilde and Tennille Dashwood are a newly formed team that could be some cross wires. So I'm going to go Kimberly and Susan. I think they're going to get the win. They'll be the next challengers to the tag titles.
I could also see maybe a DQ spot with Deanna.
Oh, yeah.
That would also make sense to me because I imagine this match will probably be after. Well, they've been pretty good about having the knockouts match near the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not. Well, maybe Deanna. I mean, there's still got to be some matches in between. So maybe she'll help Kimberly and Susan go over here. And then Taylor Wilde will make the save on Havoc when Havoc is dying later.
Oh, yeah.
And tag team turmoil for the number 1 contender. Codd, tell me who's all in this match again.
So we have the tag team of Ace Austin, Madman Fulton. Team number 2 is TJP and PD Williams. Team 3 is Triple XL. That would be AC Romero and Larry D. And team number 4 is Rohit Raju and the last Ring King World Heavyweight Champion. That would be Mahabali Shera, or as he's going by now, Shera. And this kind of came about on Impact. They had kind of a brawl at Swingers Palace. It was just a melee of sorts, and that's where we're at. It makes sense. Say it.
I think I'm going Madman Fulton and Ace Austin.
The only man that doesn't deserve to be in this match is Ace Austin, and I think we can all agree on that.
Wait. When you say doesn't deserve to be in this match, we mean he should be higher up on the card.
Correct.
Not that he doesn't belong in said match.
No, I think he should be higher on the card. He should have been in the 6-way match. However, if he's here, they're winning it. I also see, and the thing is that they're a heel team. The current Impact World Tag Team Champions, Finn Juice, that would be David Finley and Juice Robinson tried to make a baby.
David Robinson.
Yeah, David Robinson. They're both faces. So I don't know what TJP and PD Williams are. I don't.
Well, they're there.
Yeah. I mean, if
they are there, and we are supposed to cheer them, and I will cheer PD Williams because I love PD Williams.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot support this tag team.
No.
You know who I actually kind of want to win? I kind of want Rohit and Shera to win. But
I would be totally okay with that because finally we get some Ring King exposure around here.
Well, I think Shera could be big. And I feel like the first go around, or maybe second go around for him, there was a lot of potential, but we didn't really capitalize on it. Now that he's back, I think let's go big here. Bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think I'm sticking with Ace Austin, Madman Fulton. I think that's what the money is.
I hate you.
Did I convince you on Rohit and Shira?
You've almost done so. All right, so I'm sticking to my guns because I already said it. But if you're looking for a bridge opponent to get to the next, I think you have Rohit and Shira win this. I think that they are less credible opponent to the titles than Ace Austin and Madman Fulton.
From winning.
Yeah,
they could win the tag titles. I mean, I don't know what the situation is for Finley or for Finjuice really. I don't know how long they can hold the belts. Maybe till Slammiversary. I'd be down for that. But gotta think your time is coming. I don't think Finjuice is in the same position as Kenny Omega, and where I think Kenny Omega can hold the belt for a much longer time. I think Finjuice, this is almost like we're here, we're doing this, and this is really great exposure for us in Japan as well as for us here. But it doesn't need to be a long-term success. Whereas I feel like Kenny Omega has to hold the belt for a while.
Yeah, I agree.
Love it. End of a breaking news segment.
Back to the review.
All right, we got 2 matches left. Man, this is flown by. We're crushing this one. I'm a little surprised. I mean, I get it because I think this card is a little predictable, but predictable is not always wrong.
Exactly.
So let me go to the match before the main event for me. Where it's going to be a 6-way match to determine the number 1 contender. In this match is Chris Bay, Matt Cardona, Sami Callihan, Chris Sabin, Trey Mcgill, and of course, Moose. Now, I got to see here. Well, I'm torn here, but I want to make sure something here. Is this just 1 fall to finish, or is this elimination?
I believe it's 1 fall to a finish. But if you have 2 predictions, I think we could do that too.
I can do that then. I can do that.
Let's do that.
So if it is 1 fall to finish, I have Trey Mcgill winning.
Ooh, okay.
Mainly because I think we don't want to rush Moose. And I don't want Moose to get that title shot and lose. If he's going to be there, I want Moose to be the guy to dethrone Kenny Omega. And I think we need to push that off just a little bit longer.
Now, would you say that more likely for Slammiversary would be Kenny Omega versus Moose?
No.
Because you think it's Samoa and Joseph?
Yep. I think Moose versus Omega at Bound for Glory, because that's like that is their WrestleMania. Although I will tell you, I think a lot of us have also said their Slammiversaries the past 2 years now have been fantastic. A lot of hype for this one, so it wouldn't surprise me. But I think you could get a really big match. Maybe Scott D'Amore pulls some strings here to get Samoa Joe back for maybe one night to rescue Impact Wrestling from Kenny Omega, and he loses it. And finally, Moose becomes the babyface we all know he can and will be. But I think Trey Mcgill wins here for 2 reasons. I think Trey Mcgill is young; he's not expected to win here, but him being in a match with Kenny Omega is huge. I think they have an incredible match. Another person, if it's not, all right, everything I'm about to say can also go to Chris Bay. I just think they've prepped Trey Mcgill for the spot better, in my opinion. I think I might even say this: Chris Bay versus Kenny Omega might be the better match. But Chris Bay is just so smooth. Just thinking about the things that him and Kenny Omega could do in the ring. But I think Trey Mcgill is a little bit more risk taker. I think you're going for a huge match. You're going to make Trey Mcgill a star, an absolute star losing to Kenny Omega at the next pay-per-view. And I think that's the way to do it. If it is elimination, I'm going Sami Callihan. Because they've hinted at Sami Callihan here.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. But if I'm thinking who is going to best work with Kenny Omega and who has the most to gain from winning this match, Trey Miguel. They really love Trey Miguel, and I think for good reason. I think we all really love Trey Miguel. Putting him in a program with Kenny Omega would be one of the smartest things they could do. It instantly solidifies Trey Miguel. You know. Additionally, I would love if Ace Austin was in the spot in this match, but unfortunately, but you know, you're not gonna really go heel versus heel here. Maybe we can get Trey Miguel versus Ace Austin on the road to this title match, and he has to defend the. No, I'm speaking to your heart here, aren't I?
You are.
But yeah, I'm doubling down here. I think Trey Miguel. He has the most to gain and most benefit to Impact because he's still a young talent, re-signed.
So you say Trey Miguel either way?
If it's elimination, I think Sami Callihan, but I still think Trey Miguel is the correct answer.
See, I agree, but flip flop. If it's an elimination style match, I think Trey Miguel would get the win. I think it speaks to the way they have been booking him as of late, especially with the last man standing match he had with Sami Callihan. It makes sense for them to continue to build up that, resiliency, especially if it's an elimination style match. If it's one fall to a finish, I think it's Sami Callihan. And I'm tempted to say one way or the other, one of these two will win. I think the Sami Callihan tie with John Moxley, Kenny Omega. I think just the fact that's a storyline you could pick up and run with. I know that Mox is working with Eddie Kingston right now, and that's great. It's great stuff. I think if you want to work more into that, I think that having Sami Callihan re-team up with Mox at some point down the road is a door that can stay open. And I think this is a pathway to that. But I think you're absolutely right. Trey Miguel versus Kenny Omega would make Trey Miguel an instant star.
I gotta tell you, I know I already said it, and now I'm almost regretting that I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love Chris Bay in this spot.
Yeah.
God.
Agreed.
We said this earlier when Chris Bay challenged for the title against Rich Swann. Like, Chris Bay has it all, man. He has it all. He's just another dude who, man.
Yeah.
Let him break through.
I think we can both agree that Matt Cardona will not win this match.
All right, here I'm gonna put you on the spot. How does Moose not win?
With two or okay, it's the same way that they would eliminate John Cena out of the Elimination Chamber. You would hit 2 or 3 finishes consecutively, and quickly eliminate him. I think a number of these guys
You're thinking a lot cleaner than I am. Okay.
I am. I think that getting Moose out, or I
think some good brothers gonna insurance policy.
You can build to that. I think I don't think that's a terrible idea. I think if we're going to slow build Moose versus Kenny Omega at some point, I think to kind of keep Moose's credibility up, and to show like he is like the number one guy in this match, I think a good way to do it would be, finisher, get him out.
Yeah.
I think Chris Sabin's a dark horse for me, honestly. I think he can work with just about anyone. He hasn't had a world title run since he went over Bully Ray.
2013?
I couldn't tell.
Maybe even 2012.
I know it was before Impact. So Chris Bay would be an excellent choice. Trey Mcgill and Sami Callihan, we've gushed for that. I think if they pull the trigger with Moose, it's too soon.
Agreed wholeheartedly. Although I guess it doesn't say when they will get the title match.
you're right. They
So
just say that it's to determine the number one contender for the Impact World Championship.
So, I mean, they could pull whoever wins this gets to challenge at Slammiversary. Which,
so.
if that's the case, that bit of, oh man, no, sticking to my guns.
Do it.
Let's go. Main event time. It is Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Eddie Edwards and Finn Juice. And I'm torn here because I think this could be the one that Impact wins as like the good old, like, we're still here. We're still trying. But I think if you're going for full effect here of Under Siege, you need to have them all lose. And you need Kenny Omega from AEW to win. You need El Phantasmo from New Japan to win. And I almost want to say you have the Good Brothers costing moves because your top guys can't get through because of everyone else. Maybe we even get someone from another company to show up. Oh my God, her name, the AAA champion. Maybe she shows up.
Yeah. I don't think she does enough to cause Deonna Purrazzo the title.
No. But maybe she just shows up after the match.
Yeah. Does the old Ronda Rousey. Yeah. So I missed who you were picking for this.
Oh, I'm picking Kenny Omega because it's always
okay.
Kenny Omega.
Of course, it's Death Taxes and Kenny Omega. I agree. I feel like the finish will be a little invadey. El Phantasmo's already there though.
Ooh.
I don't know.
GOD's brother is working New Japan Strong. Which Bullet Club members could you try and pull from New Japan? Who are currently in California?
I think you can get Kenta.
I'm in.
I don't know what the probability of that is.
I think that'd have to be in California currently with the state of emergency that Japan's currently under.
That makes a lot of sense, and specifically just the fact that they have already had a handful of their talent test positive, unfortunately, for COVID.
Yeah.
Let me throw out another name for you and see how you feel about this. So we recently just crowned a new champion. Went over Brody King. That is your New Japan Strong Openweight champion. That'd be Tom Lawler.
I was just thinking that. Is he still signed with MLW though?
I think he might be.
Because that's where things are about to get a little muddy. MLW has been rumored to be working with WWE here very soon. I mean, if you're working with New Japan Strong, you're open, I think, to show up there. But if MLW is the main contract and you're signed with them and they work with WWE, can you still show up? It's interesting. I would love Filthy Tom to show up, though. I love Filthy Tom.
He signed a long-term contract at the end of 2019.
God, I also love Jacob Fatu, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I think there's a lot of ways you can go with this. I think it's safe to say that Eddie Edwards and Finn Juice don't get the win here. I think it's safe to say that Kenny Omega, One-Winged Angels, Eddie Edwards threw the ring into hell where he belongs.
How committed are you to how committed are you to AEW guys showing up?
Oh, I'm super in because here's been my thing the whole time though, is that's one thing that we haven't had a lot of. And I feel like, especially for the women's division, I think that could have been a huge get for Impact. But At the same time, I mean, it's going to be what's going to be. It's a two-way street, according to Tony Khan. Here's what I don't want them to do: Marty Scurll.
Agreed. Yeah, I love Marty. I love his in-ring work.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of questions there that I don't know if they need to be answered or what, but I don't. Yeah. Filthy Tom, I think, is a great pull if you're gonna pull in from. God, that'd be such a great way to also bring in MLW into the fold. I love that.
Oh wow.
God, can you imagine Jacob Fatu versus Kenny Omega?
Yeah. I'm also thinking about guys that might be over in America already. Is Chase Owens still in America?
I have no idea.
I think he'd be a huge get.
I'm wondering with New Japan show being canceled, how many guys have gone home for the time being, or if they are stuck in Japan. I mean, Jay White could be over in California for all we know right now.
Don't play with my heart.
I just had to throw it out there. I mean, God could be in Florida.
So let me tell you, all right,
brother.
We got Fale, Chase Owens, Dick to go, Evil, Gato, Jado, Jay White, Kenta, Ishimori, God, Takahashi, Hikuleo.
Oh man, Ishimori would be great as well, considering his ties with Impact.
And that would also be an immediate tag team to add to your division.
Agreed.
So I mean, with all of those, I don't know who you would try and swing and get, but
I would think it's got to be someone who lives in America who might be off because of the canceled shows.
Yeah, I'd love to see some Tokyo Pimp, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, agreed. All right, but we're getting all kinds of off here on this one. There's a lot of potential for this show, especially with the name Under Siege for other wrestlers showing up who work for other companies. I definitely think you're going to see a lot of Impact wrestlers lose in these cross-company matches. Although I think Eddie Edwards will eat the pin against Kenny Omega because I think that's what the storyline requires.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think you need something to keep Moose away from the title picture at the moment. So maybe someone come and attack him. Maybe VVD. Maybe this is where we get Violent by Design since they're not on the card yet.
Ooh.
And we really have VBD pushed pretty strong at the moment, but having Moose run through them while Eric Young is injured could be a great way to get Moose over as well, and
Agreed.
Get a good loss on VBD while they are currently kind of weakened. So that could be another really great spot there. Ultimately, Codd, I got to ask, how excited are you for this match or for this show, really?
I'm very excited. I think that Impact has done a great job building all of these matches. I like the fact that, essentially after Kenny Omega won the world title at Rebellion, the first thing we got was the entire Impact roster out around the ring. Scott D'Amore saying, you know what? Kenny Omega is the Impact World Champion. We have to accept that. So now who's going to be the one to step up? And I think it plays right into the Under Siege aspect of this. Also, I would be excited to see how many people click on the Steven Seagal Classic Under Siege as opposed to clicking on information for this. That's the other part I'm excited for. But overall, I'm very excited. This match is on Impact. Well, this card is on Impact Plus. Unlike Rebellion that you had to pay for. Guys, Impact Plus is great. If you don't have it, it's an incredible library of all things NWA TNA, Global Force Wrestling, which I had to kind of grit my teeth on because that was awful. And then now Impact Wrestling. There's a lot of history there. Go check it out. It is, I've got my bill sheet handy.
As
Ooh,
always.
$7.99 a month, or unless you're Matt, you get billed one for the month and one for the year. So
Look, man, they just like my money so much.
that's right.
Now I will say,
To the moon.
yeah, to the moon. I should have invested in GameStop.
You should have.
But just to add to that, look, guys, Impact Plus, fantastic. Even if Under Siege isn't your bag, but I think it should be. I think this is going to be a fantastic show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and throw it out here now because we're going to record another show here in about 5 minutes. It's probably going to be the better show of the weekend, in my opinion. But even if this show ain't your bag, that's okay, because you know what you also get on Impact Plus? All of the incredible matches from the X division, like Ultimate X, Escape, Elevation X, if you want to see something terrifying, Lethal Lockdown, King of the Mountain, which is maybe – I love King of the Mountain because I don't think there's really been a bad match of it, but the stipulation's a reverse ladder match is kind of weird. But – and, of course, who could forget, you can go back and watch all of these guys who are currently in WWE that you love. AJ Styles, Bobby Roode as the most dominant Impact champion in the world.
Off the chain.
I love it.
Still trying not to get copyrighted. Also, if you're a WWE person, there's a ton of Brian Cage, Penta El Sierra Romero.
You mean AEW?
Phoenix. Yeah, that's what I meant. What'd I say?
WWE.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, all the AEW stuff.
All over the place.
There's guys all over the place. It's worth the $7.99 a month. It really is.
As someone else would say on this show, you gotta do your damn homework.
Yeah, still waiting on that homework.
Well, here it is. Get Impact Plus. Tell us what your favorite match on Impact Plus. And then also tell us what your favorite match or what match you're looking forward to the most in the comment section for Impact's Under Siege. Guys, appreciate you as always for watching. Tell us about the show. Come back to us on Monday, which is the 17th of May. We'll be live right on Facebook and then post to YouTube later where we're going to talk about Under Siege. So have a great day. We'll see y'all very soon.